Chapter 1 to 5. Due to a disturbance in the Dragon Ball world, Dragon God Zalama and the magic demon also known as the Supreme Existence fought and Zalama lost the fight. So he could only seal him off at the end with the help of Kranoa and Zeno. This happened a long time before the creation of the Super Dragon Balls. Many races got defeated and all 11 universes were in crisis at that time. But before he was sealed off, he created an entity and spread his will into it, which was later called Moro. Dragon God Zalama was injured and lost most of his powers at that fight, so he went into seclusion to recover his strength. At his time of absence, to protect the universes, he created the Super Dragon Balls with the last of his remaining power and gave the access to the gods. Also to protect his Namekian race and to create a strong warrior who will be capable of fighting alongside him in the future if the seal is destroyed, he bestowed upon the Elder Namekian at that time the power to create the Dragon Balls, and thus the Dragon Clan was created. 10 million years ago, Moro appeared in Universe 7 and with his magic, was absorbing many planets to strengthen himself to be able to release his creator from the seal. But he failed when the Grand Supreme Kai unleashed a god technique and sealed away his powers, allowing him to be taken custody by the Galaxy Patrol. Later, after 10 million years, Moro was defeated by Goku, a Super Saiyan god. But Moro had absorbed enough power from many planets, and also with the power he absorbed from Goku and Vegeta, he was able to weaken the seal placed on his creator and he was about to be released. Dragon God Zalama, seeing this, brought Goku to Dragonland with Shenron to train. Present time. Dragon Ball Omniverse. Goku, Zalama, Zeno and Kranoa together was fighting the creator of Moro in the Dragonland. And finally Goku defeated him. But as soft as he is, Goku hesitated for a moment and didn't deal a finishing blow to the Supreme Existence Moro. Taking this chance, he attacked Kranoa and absorbed her powers and traveled back in time to kill Goku when he was a weak kid by making him fall off a cliff and hit his head, but due to Goku's plot armor he was not able to kill Goku. Thus he absorbed the Super Dragon Balls and tried a different approach to replace Goku's soul with a weak person's from a different omniverse entirely, as he didn't want to take any chances. Same time in another omniverse on planet Earth, there was a kid who loved animes. Especially Dragon Ball. He watched the whole series again and again to remember every single word from it. As he grew up, he became obsessed with strength of his favorite characters from the series. Even knowing he was a human and Dragon Ball and all are fictions, he wanted to try to become strong in this world anyway. He was from a rich family and his parents were busy making money rather than spend time with him. So at a very young age, he started to imitate the training Goku and Krillin did with Master Roshi. And after he graduated from his college, he started traveling around the world to learn various martial arts forms. He also became a mountaineer and climbed many mountains and towers around the world imitating the climb of Korin Tower, but was never greeted by a white cat. He could see cats of various colors at many towers, but not a full white one. N lol. After 10 years of arduous training, he learnt many forms of martial arts. One day, while he climbed atop Mount Everest, the tallest peak in the world, he finally saw a white cat, or so he thought, but in reality he lost his grip and was falling down due to the lack of oxygen and lost consciousness. When he opened his eyes again, he saw a huge goat with large arms grabbing him and fully blacked out. After a long time, he once again tried to open his eyes, but he shouted ouch. Oh, and his head hurt badly. He slowly opened his eyes only to see an old man wearing a Chinese dress with white hair and white mustache smilingly him. He rubbed his eyes again as he couldn't believe what he was seeing. He then muttered surprised, Gohan? The old man hearing this smiled saying, yes Goku. It's Grandpa Gohan. Are you all right? That was a nasty fall. It's a miracle that you survived. He was confused once again and started thinking. Wait. What did he call me? Goku? How? Am I dreaming? Last thing I remember is falling from empty Everest. I fell from the mountain? So I must be dead. But why am I seeing old Gohan? Seeing him confused, Gohan approached him. Well Goku, I think you hit your head harder than I thought. You must have problem remembering and you became docile. Hearing Gohan, he started scanning the room and finally his eyes fell upon a shining orange ball with 4 stars in it. No, it can't be. He was astonished and ran out of the house not paying attention to Gohan calling him and went to a pond and looked at his reflection. I am Goku. Did I get Ice Kaed? If so, then he looked at his back and saw a tail. He tried to move it and it felt like he had an extra limb and he could move it easily. He then shouted Yahoo! I got Ice Kaed and I am Goku. It's a blessing in disguise. Finally, Gohan caught up to him and asked, "Are you alright, Goku? You scared me there." He replied, "Yes, Grandpa. I am alright. In fact, I'm happy to be with you right now." While saying this, his stomach growled and he saw Gohan smile. "It's good that you are fine, Goku. That fall made you docile and it was a blessing in disguise. Now you must be hungry. Let's go and eat." Goku nodded and both of them went back to the house. In the depths of the universe, the supreme entity Moro laughed loudly. "Ha ha ha ha, I did it. I replaced his soul with a different person. He won't be a threat anymore. Goku will be weak and useless now. Ha 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 ha, I have changed my own future with the last of my power." Then he disintegrated into nothing and returned back to his time. Goku and Gohan finished eating. Goku was surprised at how much he could eat now compared to his previous life. He was really happy. Gohan then started removing the bandages from Goku's head and started inspecting his wounds. "Well, there is going to be a permanent scar, but it isn't too big or noticeable. You should be fine." Goku nodded, flashing a bright smile at Gohan. Gohan felt like he was melting at the purity of Goku's smile and couldn't help but smile back. Seems like his fall changed him for the better. "I am glad. I thought all kids were devils like him," he thought. As Gohan was having less than nice thoughts about children, Goku's determination took a new turn, thinking, "I always wanted to be strong in my previous life. With this body, I will uphold Goku's legacy and beyond. I will use this chance to rise to the top and become the greatest fighter all of the multiverses has ever known. I will not be like Goku. I'll be better than him. I will truly be OP. My OP life starts from now." 3 years later. Kami Hami HAA. Goku said as large blue energy wave hit a wild animal and killed it on the spot. Goku was running down the mountain pulling rocks, tied to his back and carrying a huge wild boar. He was now 7 years old. He spent last 3 years adjusting to his body and training various martial arts forms he learned in his previous world. One day Gohan, seeing him practicing, thought that he is interested in martial arts and started training Goku. Goku was very happy at this development and learned everything. He was just like a sponge absorbing water and Gohan was very happy to teach him. He also learned various basic ki control exercises from Gohan as he didn't have ki in his previous world. He started circulating his ki every day and started increasing it by carrying large rocks on his back up and down the mountain. He also hunts regularly as he needs to eat a lot and doesn't want to put pressure on Gohan to provide him food. He also learned the Kamehameha wave. Months passed like this with the same routine and Goku made sure to not look at the moon. One day Gohan fell sick and finally passed away. Goku was sad. Even though he was a different person, with an adult mind, he couldn't stop crying that day. He thought, even when I avoided the moon to not harm Gohan, he passed away anyway. Goku then buried Gohan's body atop the mountain and built a shrine in memory of him. Some days later, after mourning for Gohan, Goku started training the weakness of his tail. He also wanted to train his Ozaru form, but he must first overcome the weakness of his tail. He was also confident that with his mental stability after learning so many martial arts and meditation techniques in his previous life and also in this life, he won't let the primal Saiyan mind take over him. He knew that humans in this world doesn't know advanced ki control as Master Rishi has only mid-level control and he needs to find Kami for higher training, but as of now he was very young and had lots of time left to spare. He will just train himself and let things play as it should and wait for Bulma to show up and continue. He was sure that he'll be able to improve before the Saiyans arrive. Like that, his daily routine started. Years passed. Goku was now 12 years old. He had managed to make metal weights for his arms and legs and also metal shoes for weighted training. He got adept in using the power pole Gohan left as an inheritance for him. He also started to grow fruits and vegetables and started a mini farm by plowing the land using his hands, similar to the training Master Roshi will put him and Krillin through later. He didn't know anything about agriculture, so it was all a trial and error method for him. He did not want to be like Goku, who only trains and not look after his family by earning anything. He wanted to also start a business later to feed his family after he got married. He was not rich like in his previous world and he will not depend on his wife for money. He also doesn't want Shishi's character to become like in the anime, who always worried about the future and forced Gohan to study for him not to become like Goku and earn his living, making him a nerd. In these years, he also found the space pod he came to Earth with, and inside he found a scouter, a Saiyan armor and some Cyberman bulbs in liquid. He planned to not use the Cybermen as he didn't know their power level and doesn't know if he can control them. When he scanned his power level using the scouter, it showed him that it was around 230. much stronger than Master Roshi. So he was not ready to risk it by using the Cyberman whose power level may be well around 1000 and risk his life and the life of the inhabitants of the planet. He will use it as a training partner once he becomes stronger. He also has an idea in using Cybermen as farmers as they are plant-type creatures and they will also help him train in the future. He can ask Bulma to make all the necessary training equipments for him and also give Dr. Briefs his space pod for him to research and build him one. Bulma can also replicate the scouter that can read high power levels, or he can use the Dragon Balls to wish for one. Goku was a little taller than in the anime and his body did not have any baby fat because of the training he went through. He looked more like Vegeta when he was a kid, with lean muscles and a toned body. At West City. Where are you going, sweetums? A blonde with incredibly curly hair in the front and wearing a long dress while watering her plants in her indoor garden with an array of animals playing with each other asked her daughter. The house was in the shape of a dome with smaller domes on the outside with paths leading to them. With a multitude of rectangular and square windows and cylinder-shaped rooms jutted out at the top that makes them look similar to chimneys. In the front of the building in large letters read out, Capsule Corp. I told you, Mom, I am going to go find the Dragon Balls, yelled an exasperated blue-haired teenager. This new person, presumably the daughter of the blonde although the only characteristics they share is their raw beauty, was wearing a bright red ribbon that tied her hair into a ponytail and a pink dress with a brown pouch strapped to it. With her very blue eyes, creamy skin to complement her beauty, money for days, and one of the smartest minds on the planet. I am going to wish for myself the perfect boyfriend, said the blue-haired teen. As she said so, she held her hands to her face and if you look close enough, you can even see hearts popping in and out of existence around her. Truly a natural phenomenon. Oh dear, those shiny orange balls with the stars that you found a while back? I'm worried about the dangers out there. Despite her saying so, she did not look that worried at all. In fact, she just went back to watering her plants seemingly not caring for a reply. It is all right, Panchi, as long Bulma doesn't go near the forest next to Mount Paozu she can take care of herself, said a man whose face was covered with paper. The person this time was a short middle-aged man equipped with glasses and a newspaper. A black cat was perched on his shoulder next to his light gray hair. The entire time he was talking, his eyes never left the newspaper. Whatever, I am leaving now to get my perfect boyfriend, exclaims Bulma as she rushes towards the door with way too much enthusiasm to get out of the house. I don't think she heard you, dear. What's wrong with the forest near Mount Paozu? Asks Panchi with a more concerned expression. Well, according to this newspaper, there has been a sighting of a giant creature that wreaks destruction wherever it goes. Craters devoid of life, trees snapped in half or uprooted, this all has been happening for the past couple of years or so on every full moon. This was Goku using Ozaru form and training to get full control of the form and also use it efficiently while fighting. He also wanted to know if he could become a Super Saiyan 4 later if he gets full control of that form. He thought that this might also increase the level of his S cells and help him transform to a Super Saiyan much faster. At first when he transformed, it was hard to control the form as there was a voice in his head that was continuously telling him to destroy everything. But eventually he suppressed that feeling. He then started to use the ape forms to clear a part of the forest to create a farmland for his later use with the Cybermen. It also seemed like doing precision training to control his ape form as trees were fragile like toothpick for him and he picked it up one by one in order to control his strength and sensitivity in the great ape form. This proved very useful as his control greatly increased. And the exhaustion after transforming also greatly reduced. He fainted the first few times, but now transforming was normal for him. Unknown to this fact, Bulma got in her turbo car and started speeding east towards Mount Paozu in search of her first Dragon Ball which was showing through the dragon radar she created in her adventure for a perfect boyfriend. At empty Paozu, Goku was using his tail as bait for fishing. He had worn orange training gi with blue belt tied around his waist. He was wearing metal weights in his wrists, ankles and legs. His shoes were black in color which were also made of metal. As he didn't have the ability to create weighted clothing, he settled for metal weights. He was wearing orange gi because he liked that color on Goku in the anime and wanted to wear them. Another clothing he liked were the clothes of Goku Black, which he planned on using some time later. Goku wiggling his tail started thinking, these few years have been pretty uneventful, but I guess I should have expected that. The only things I have been doing to pass the time were just key training in general, and trying to master the great ape transformation. Hurry up, Bulma. How kind do you want me to wait? While thinking this, Goku feels a presence about to emerge from the river. Jumping quickly, Goku whips his tail back while turning around to face his prey. With one swift kick to the chest, the fish dies instantly while landing perfectly into Goku's hands. With the combination of martial arts and Saiyan metabolism and seemingly endless stomach, I have to eat so much just to survive. Saiyans are a warrior race after all. He thought this and races on the dirt road leading to his house while having ginormous fish above his head. As he was almost arriving at his doorstep, he hears a low humming sound coming from behind him. The humming sound slowly becomes louder as a car comes into view along the road. Inside is a cheery blue-haired hormonal teenager that is not paying attention to the road. Seriously, how did she get her driver's license? How does she not see me when I am holding a giant fish? He thinks, shaking his head. Bulma sees Goku just as she is about to crash into him. She tries to skid out of the way but fails miserably because she is too close. Goku didn't want to spoil her car, so he jumps out of the way after setting his fish down, but Bulma crashes on a tree and does 2 tumbles before stopping. As Goku approaches the car to make sure Bulma is okay, a pistol suddenly appears in Bulma's hands and she shouts, "Don't come closer or I'll shoot." Seeing Goku not stopping, she fires her pistol at Goku. Bang, 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 bang. But Goku casually used his hand and catches all the bullets. Hey, what was that for? You would have killed me if I was a normal person now. Bulma opened her eyes wide, but at this time they heard a roar and a huge T-Rex appeared. Bulma was scared, but Goku just extended his power pole and slammed it on the head of the dinosaur and it fainted in the spot. Who are you? How were you able to catch bullets like that? And how did you defeat that huge monster? Bulma seemed quite terrified at the prospect of this small child being able to ram a huge dinosaur like it was nothing. My name is Son Goku. I live out here in my house right over there. Goku proceeds to point to his hut just a few feet away. You were about to shoot me, so naturally, I caught the bullets. I could have dodged also, and it's your fault for not looking ahead while driving and lost control. So why did you shoot me? Bulma reddens in shame when Goku inexplicably tells her that she lost control and wasn't paying attention. She masks it with anger instead as she yells, "You still haven't told me how you did that? Having that kind of strength isn't normal, let alone a kid having it." Hey! I am 12, almost a teenager. I have been training martial arts as a kid with my grandpa. So this is nothing. Now can you put down your gun and tell me who you are and why you are at my house? Bulma reluctantly puts down her gun as she gets out of the turned-over vehicle, dusting herself. She still looks a little wearily at Goku but answers him nonetheless. My name is Bulma, Bulma briefs. I am tracking some things called Dragon Balls and I was told that one is in that house of yours. She points to his hut after checking the dragon radar. Goku nods and motions for Bulma to go in and they both enter Goku's hut. As Bulma looks around, Goku couldn't help but look at Bulma in more detail. Although her face has some childlike features, she is still beautiful and not like the drawing in the anime, which was poorly done in the 90s, and when they had started becoming better in Super, Bulma was old. Internally, Goku is gushing to meet one of the most memorable and influential characters in Dragon Ball. With her dragon radar, spaceship, to name it, time travel technology, and gravity chamber to name a few, she undoubtedly surpasses Yamcha, Tien, and Kaatsu in importance. When Bulma sees the Dragon Ball resting comfortably on the cushion, she rushes forward grabbing it to inspect it. Goku keeps with the act of ignorance by snatching away the ball. Hey, that's my memento of my late grandfather. Is this a Dragon Ball? Goku questions innocently. Bulma nods her head fast. Yup, that's it, look. Then Bulma opens her pouch, revealing 2 more similar balls, one with 2 stars and another with 5 stars, and puts them on the table. These are Dragon Balls, there are 7 in total, and from what I learned is that if you manage to find them all, a magical dragon comes to life and grants you any wish you desire. Acting shocked, Goku exclaims, "Any wish? Wow, that is crazy. What are you going to use the wish for?" Anyone with 2 brain cells would have noticed Goku's terrible acting, but once Bulma was asked what she was going to wish for, nearly all of her brain cells died on the spot. I am going to use the wish to get the perfect boyfriend. For some reason, the area around Bulma started to sparkle as she looks at the ceiling daydreaming. Goku was enchanted by her beauty on the spot despite not having reached puberty yet, but his mind was of an adult. That was until she started drooling all over the Dragon Balls on the table. Seeing this, Goku's trance is broken right away and finally lets resentment towards this stupid wish out. For the perfect boyfriend? I don't know about this dragon, but I don't think you thought your wish out that well. Hearing this, Bulma tilts her head in confusion. Seeing this, Goku elaborates, what I mean is, would the guy just pop out of nowhere with no life beforehand? You never know, it would be kinda weird if you date a guy that was just born. Even if the dragon makes a random perfect guy show up or find you, how would you know that he would like you? If he is perfect, then he will probably not care about money or beauty, but how would you know he will like your personality? He might break up with you right away. Bulma contemplated for some time. I never thought about it like that. She started thinking about reorganizing her wish. Goku interrupted her thinking saying, why don't you just look for one the normal way? Hearing this, Bulma started to get red from frustration. You don't know how hard it is to get even a decent guy. All they want me for is my money or my body or both. My face and name are so well known because of our corporation that I don't know who is genuine with their emotions. Stunned at her outburst, Goku could only stare deep into her fiery blue eyes and apologize. Anyways, hand me the Dragon Ball now, Bulma says, reaching forward. What? No. This the last thing I have to remember my grandpa. I want something in return, said Goku. Hearing this, Bulma replies, well, what do you want? Oh. I know what you want. Bulma says while smiling goofily. But dream on, I won't accept that kind of stuff. Although Goku would love to see and touch her panties, he stops her and says, I am not a pervert. I'm a gentleman. I'll never force a girl against her wishes. I'll give you the Dragon Ball if you owe me a favor. Bulma was happy that he didn't want anything perverted, but also feeling a little insecure that he didn't want anything to do with her body. Bulma thought about the proposal for a little bit. Sure, you sound like a decent kid. Why don't you come with me? You seem pretty strong, so you can be like my little bodyguard. That way I don't have to drive all the way back here after I am done, and we can go on a little adventure. Afterward, I can show you around the city. I can even offer you a job if you want, because you seem somewhat smart for your age. Goku took a thinking pose. Job? Asked Goku, genuinely confused. Why would I need a job? Bulma replied, yeah, well, our last head of security died when this new and upcoming army called the Red Ribbon Army started to peek its head out of the underworld. You seem strong and talented enough. I will also pay you good salary, and you said you are a martial artist, right? Goku shook his head and replied, I'm sorry, Bulma. I don't need a job. I'm planning to start my own business when I'm old enough. I also need to train to become stronger. And have no time for a job. Bulma feels sad hearing this, but Goku continues, fine. I'll help you till we find all the Dragon Balls. As a gentleman, I don't want to see a girl like you hurt. I'll protect you till you get your wish fulfilled. Bulma was happy hearing this. Basically, she found a free bodyguard for her journey. So she nodded. Goku then said, make yourself at home, Bulma. I'll prepare lunch and pack some stuff and we can leave. Bulma nodded and Goku went to the kitchen. In his past life, as his parents were always away on business trips, he had to cook himself. So he was a decent cook. Once they ate lunch, Bulma was astonished by how much Goku ate and asked Goku, how come you are so small, but can eat so much? Goku stared at her, feeling wronged for being called small. I'm a martial artist. I eat more than normal people to keep up my energy, and I'm not small. In next 5 years I'll be taller than you. That's when boys have their growth spurt around the age of 18. Bulma nodded. Once Goku was ready, Bulma used a capsule to materialize a motorcycle out of nowhere. Goku had sparkles in his eyes at the display of incredible spatial technology, while Bulma had a smug grin on her. Goku also asked and received an empty capsule to store his stuff, and they quickly got on the motorcycle and sped through the dirt road to a new and exciting adventure. Traveling through dirt road, Bulma was riding the motorcycle and Goku had his hands strapped around his waist. He then questioned, so Bulma, how are we gonna find the Dragon Balls? Bulma had a smug smile replying, I'm a genius inventor. I created a dragon radar that lets me pinpoint the exact location of the Dragon Balls. Goku praised her, wow, you really are a genius to be able to create something like this, Bulma. And then he yelled, watch out. But it was too late as the motorcycle started to fly in the sky after going off a cliff. Ah, Bulma screamed as they were falling down. Goku, seeing they were about to crash land, jumped, catching Bulma, protecting her from the impact of the fall. After that, they both got up and Bulma thanked him. How did you survive these roads without me before? Asked Goku, dusting off his clothes. Well, excuse me, I had a perfect safer vehicle which was wrecked in the morning because of you. She said. Hearing this, Goku had a blank look on his face. How is it my fault? You must have looked where you are driving. Bulma stopped arguing and said, drop it. Let's rest out here tonight. The sky was already dark. Bulma took out her capsule box and looked for the one that contained a house. She then pressed the button on the head of the capsule and threw it on the ground. With a poof smoke, a dome-shaped house appeared. Man, can you store anything inside of those things? Goku was really amazed by the technology of Dragon Ball World. Even if he was from the modern world, the technology of Dragon Ball World was way different. We can stuff in almost anything. The technology is improving and we are working hard to upgrade our capsules as well. So far, living beings and other capsules cannot be stored inside. We probably won't fix the issue of living beings as it's unethical to capsule people and poor animals when they are alive. Goku nodded hearing her explanation. She was explaining while they entered the house. The house was simple like a typical studio apartment without doors to different rooms. After they entered, Bulma covered her nose and said, "You smell like fish, Goku. You need a shower. I'll let you take one before me, so now go." Goku nodded. He really wanted to have a shower after living all these years in the mountain. He didn't have a decent shower. He only had a good shower when he goes to the nearby village once in a while to sell some vegetables he had grown and buy stuffs after his grandpa died. So he was really happy with the present development and ran to the bathroom. As he got back from the long shower, Goku felt cleaner than ever after a long time. He then went out to catch something and prepare dinner while Bulma took bath. After a while, he brought back some rabbits and a giant boar and lit a campfire and started cooking outside. Bulma came back from the shower and followed the smell of food and sat near the campfire. "You know, Goku, your cooking was delicious. I didn't know you could cook so well." Goku smiled. "I have practiced a lot." "So tell me, Bulma, about the wish. Why do you want to wish for a perfect boyfriend? Surely not all boys are that bad, so you need to wish for 1 inch. I get what you are saying. People say that I should not talk too much because my personality is awful and my body and smartness are the only good features I got. And I am also quite mean to people sometimes. So I always try to flaunt my body in front of boys to make them do my bidding. I don't have any true friends." Bulma felt down. She lowered her head and continued, "You know, I leave school early because boys at school always eye my body and girls often get close to me for my money. All I wish to have was a person that I could depend on, but all I got around me are selfish people. That's why I decided for the wish." Goku nodded hearing her. "I don't think your personality is awful, Bulma. You just don't think before you speak and say something with your impulse. A girl's body is something precious and you should not flaunt it to get things done. You can find many other ways if you think. You are smarter than an average person. You also have all the money you want with those things. So don't care for what others say and be true to yourself. Help others so that you will receive their help in the future. Now the food is ready. Let's eat." Bulma nodded and said, "Thanks, Goku. You are a kind person." Goku flashed her a smile. Hopefully she acts little mature than before after this. She is a good person at heart and she can change for the better from being the selfish person to someone caring, he thought. Then they had dinner and went inside to sleep. Bulma slept on the bed while Goku slept on the floor. Bulma smiled seeing Goku's sleeping face and let out a sigh and turned around and slept. The next morning, 997, 998, 999, 1000. Goku jumped up from the ground after doing push-ups. He woke up early in the morning and went out to do his morning workout. After that, he took a shower and prepared breakfast. Bulma was still getting ready. "Bulma, are you not done yet?" shouted Goku, not wanting to wait for her more. "No, I'm not. You woke up too early, Goku. Do you think it's easy for a girl to look good?" "I'm almost done." Goku just shook his head. "Fine. I'll wait outside and breakfast is ready." He then went ahead and checked all the boulders to find the turtle stranded out here. As he was checking, the boulder he grabbed started to move and limbs and head popped out of the boulder. "Sorry, turtle, but what are you doing here?" he asked as he put down the turtle. The turtle let out a sigh seeing Bulma coming out of the house. "A tortoise shouldn't be so far from sea," she said. "Hello, miss, do you have some sea water for me to drink?" asked the turtle seeing her. Bulma nodded, "Sure. We'll fix you right up," and she brought a bucket of sea water for the turtle. The turtle burped after drinking. "So what are you doing here?" asked Bulma. The turtle looked at her. "Long story short, I'm lost and trying to find my way back into the sea. I'm stuck out here for over a year now." Bulma nodded. "Poor thing, hold on. Let me go check my map." Wait here for a second, she said as she went inside the house. After a while, she came back with a book that said, "Map, gosh turtle, bad news, you are still 100 miles away." The turtle sighed, "That will take me 20 years. Bulma nodded, "I wish there was a way we can help you." Hearing this, Goku said, "I know, why don't we carry you to the sea, turtle?" The turtle nodded, "That would be great. Thank you." Bulma, hearing this, folded her book and shouted, "Are you nuts?" Goku looks at her eyes. "Bulma, what did I say about helping someone in need? You didn't forget everything so soon?" Bulma lowered her head. "Sorry, Goku." Looking at the turtle, "Fine, turtle. We'll take you to the sea." Goku smiled, hearing this. Then they had their breakfast. Bulma gave the turtle some seaweeds to eat, and after they were done, Bulma capsules their house and they continued on towards the sea. After a while, they reached the sea and dropped the turtle near it. "Thanks for helping me. Wait here. I'll give you something in return for your help." Saying this, the turtle bade them a short farewell and swam into the water. Bulma changed into her swimsuit and unfolded a beach chair to relax under the sun. Goku started swimming in the sea. After a while, the turtle came back with a person on its back. He jumped off the turtle and greeted the two of them. "Hello. Thanks for helping my turtle. I'm the turtle hermit, Master Roshi. The turtle here told me that both of you helped him out at the time of his need. So I'll reward you." Bulma asked, "What do you want to give us?" "Hope it isn't a scam, because it isn't funny." Master Roshi smiled, "Little lass, I wouldn't scam on you. Here, let me show you, come to me, magic carpet," he shouted. After some time, nothing happened. "Master Roshi, the magic carpet is at the dry cleaners," reminded the turtle. "Ahaha, I remember. I remember now," said Master Roshi after hearing the words of the turtle. "I knew this old man is a fake." "Let's go, Goku," said Bulma. "Ha, little lady, just have some patience," said Master Roshi, and once again shouted, "Flying Nimbus, right on K." A yellow cloud appeared in the sky and landed in front of them. "This is Flying Nimbus. You can ride him if you are pure of heart. Not everyone is pure of heart. Let me show you," he said, and hopped on the cloud only to pass through it and fall down on hit butt. "Let me try." "Looks like fun," said Bulma, and the same thing happened. I guess I'm not enough." "You try it, Goku." Goku was not sure whether he was pure of heart because he was a different person inside, but he tried nonetheless. He jumped on the cloud and was able to ride it. "Ha ha ha, I'm able to ride it," cheered Goku. "There goes my Nimbus," said Roshi. Goku started riding the cloud in the sky. Bulma wasn't jealous this time, as she knew Goku was a good person with pure heart, as he didn't have any nasty feeling towards her, and he also agreed to help her for free after she just asked him once. Then she looked at Roshi expectantly. "How about me, old man?" Roshi turned to the turtle. "Did she help you?" The turtle nodded. "She gave me food and sea water. She also let me ride on her motorcycle." Master Roshi thought for a while. "I don't have anything for you, young lady, but I'll think of something if you show your panties," he said. Bulma became angry. "How old are you, old man? You are old enough to be a grandpa. Shame on you. Is this really your master, turtle?" The turtle was also shocked, and it reprimanded the old man. At this time, Bulma saw the orange ball dangling around Master Roshi's neck. "Wait, turtle. Let me have this ball and I'll forget everything," he said. Hearing this, the turtle started to coerce him, and Roshi reluctantly gave Bulma the Dragon Ball. "Goku, we got another Dragon Ball. It's a 3-star ball," Bulma shouted. Goku returned back, hearing her. "Great. That's 4 down. Let's go for the rest," he said, and they bid farewell to Master Roshi and the turtle and moved on. Goku was riding the cloud while Bulma was on her motorcycle as they continued their journey to find the next Dragon Ball. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon at https://www.patreon.com/Kaioshin. I tend to polls that decide important plot stuff in my Patreon. Many thanks to my awesome patrons. Ben Phillips. If you liked the content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll stay here until next time.